I'm going to tell you what, man. Like, we'll get to the celebrating. Just give me 1 second to just finish my sentence. You are one hell of a resilient team, man. I'm going to tell you what. First half wasn't us. Second half, all 3 phases, man. One heartbeat. That's what it was. One heartbeat.
Yeah, Hardy. Hell yeah. Hardy.
Hey, man. Hey, listen. Special teams, offense, defense, all contributed right there. That's a heck of a win, and that's the AFC East Championship.
I'm never going to say no to these. Hats and t-shirts, never going to say no. Don't mean at the end of the day, right? It means that we punched our ticket to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. That's it. The only thing that we got to worry about is beating the Steelers. That's it. Love y'all, boys. Love it. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Here we go. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Finding a way every week. How about the Buffalo Bills? No overthinking, right? Go play some ball. Go play some football.
It's an exciting time to be a Buffalo Bill and a fan of the Buffalo Bills.
Welcome into a special playoff edition of the Sean McDermott Show presented by Kaleida Health. Thanks for joining us there at home. And Sean, thanks for spending some time with us. What a great win in Miami, an important win. It's your 4th straight AFC East title. You got the number 2 seed at home against the Steelers. I don't know, how do you compare this division championship with all the, you won a bunch now. And it's a pretty awesome spot to be in right now after the way the season's been up and down.
Well, it is, and I give the credit to the team and the way that they've persevered, they've stuck together. Coaches remained steadfast in their approach, and the players doubled down on their intent and the purpose behind the season.
Yeah, you go back, Josh had a great game, 30 of 38, 359 passing, 2 passing touchdowns. Has the obligatory 2 interceptions that he seems to always like put in his pocket and have it at the ready. After the game, he said, this Miami game was kind of a microcosm of the season. The first half was bumpy and back and forth. But what did you see, talking about Josh, what do you want to see out of him in the coming weeks?
Well, continue to be him in terms of that leader, being out in front of the team, playing with that unrelenting will and desire. We have to take care of the football. We've got to be better, making smarter decisions, in particular when there's points already on the board, right? He knows that, and he's got to execute.
All right, let's talk about your defense. After halftime, they had 5 possessions, 4 punts, and an interception. You allowed 17 plays for a total of 57 yards, just 3 first downs. You forced 3 3-and-outs. I mean, these are guys, and this was guys like Dane Jackson came in for Rasul. Balin Spector was on the field, coming off the bench. You were really on the fly, adjusting and roster and guys in and out of positions. How is your mindset and the defensive play caller? How do you stay consistent regardless of the guys coming in and out of the bench and making the different personnel moves? Man, there was a lot going on.
Well, it was, and the players did a phenomenal job. I have unbelievable trust in them and the coaches, and that whoever's in there can execute. And I think what you saw more than anything, calls aside, was really just them taking their play to another level, what they needed to do in order to get the job done.
You watch this game, you have to talk about Deontay Hardy's 96-yard punt return. I mean, it's the longest one in team history. Keith Moody had one in 1977. Describe how that play changed everything in that second half.
Yeah, I mean, it was 14-7 at the time, and we were kind of in gridlock. Couldn't really move it. We moved it, but not well enough, and they were, they had some plays against our defense in the first half, and so you're just wondering when the next play is going to happen. And here, Deontay and our punt return team makes the play. You could just feel the stands behind us full of Bills fans just, rise to their feet, and they were going crazy. And he looked like he was just walking on water. I mean, it was so smooth. Once he got out of the fray, and he's so fast and explosive, and it's just great to see. He hit it north, and we need more of it.
Yeah, he ran 60 yards by himself. It was over early in that punt return. It's one of those plays. Let's talk about rookie Dalton Kincaid. 7 receptions in this game, 84 yards. He's now got 73 catches on the season passing. He passed my old roommate on the road trips, Pete Metzelaars, for the most catches by a tight end in the season. Khalil Shakir also, 6 receptions, 105 yards. Another huge performance by him, really steady and dependable. What's it been like for you watching Dalton Kincaid and now Khalil Shakir emerge down the stretch here?
Well, I love it because when there's that trust there, or that level of trust, they don't have to say anything. They don't have to, beat their chest, look at me. It's, hey, I'm going to be where I'm supposed to be. Josh finds them, and the rest is history. And that's where you get that key production that we need each and every week.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're going to catch up with you later in the show to get your final thoughts on facing the Steelers in the wild card round. Stay with us.
The Game Plan is presented by Energy Mark. Trust Energy Mark for renewable energy supply.
When we come back, Eric Wood and I break down the tape from the win over Miami. Then take a look back at all the sights and sounds from the win over the Dolphins that clinched the Bills' 4th straight division title.
Shopping Wood is presented by St. Bonaventure University, an official education partner of the Buffalo Bills.
Welcome back to the Sean McDermott Show. It's time to look back at the tape with our good buddy Eric Wood. The Bills clinched a 4th straight AFC East title and the number 2 seed in the conference. What stood out to you in the win over Miami?
Well, the Bills got off to a rough start in the first half with the turnovers before Josh really settled in. And they put together a few great drives that stalled out with red zone turnovers, but we saw Dalton Kincaid and Khalil Shakir really step up with Gabe Davis going out with the injury. I love the way they got Diggs involved in this one. And then Dawson Knox came up with the big go-ahead touchdown late. It was great to see Josh spread the ball around, and we're going to need to see a lot more of that come playoff time.
Yeah, well, let's start with the deep shot to Kincaid on the Bills' first drive of the game. This one went for 29 yards. What did you see here?
The Bills bring in a 6th offensive lineman, and you have Diggs coming in motion. So last week, Diggs got his first handoff of the season. So here, now we're going to show you something from last week where we did hand it off to Diggs, and he's going to be the one that they use on the play fake. He also is going to hold that flat defender. Gabe Davis running the deep post is going to draw the safety and keep that corner high, and Josh makes a nice throw to hit that hole shot down the left-hand sideline.
Yeah, and on the next Bills possession, they got out of their own end when Shakir took a bubble screen for 46 yards. Break this one down.
This is a run play here, and you could tell because Osiris Torrance, he's getting down the field. This is a true RPO, and throughout this game, Vic Fangio was aggressive, bringing second-level defenders, especially without those pass rushers in Miami, both Chubb and Phillips out for the season. And so here, Brady, he designs the RPO with the bubble screen, and Shakir catches the ball, and Gabe Davis takes out 2 defenders. We talk about the impact of Gabe, even in the games where he doesn't have a huge stat production. Here he takes out 2 of the defenders, which allows Shakir to get up the field, and he shows some great run after the catch ability here.
Okay, let's fast forward to the Bills' 4th quarter touchdown drive when Josh connected with Kincaid for 26 yards. This was an enormous play.
Again, this is play action, and Sherfield does a great job on his release, running through the jam and taking out 2 guys. Josh realizes that he's got Kincaid, man-to-man defense on Melvin Ingram, the outside linebacker, and so Miami brings both their interior backers, and so he's matched up with the edge defender, and Josh makes a great throw down the sideline, but truly loved this release by Sherfield to free him up.
And then, of course, Josh found Dawson Knox for the go-ahead touchdown. Break this one down.
Dawson Knox comes in motion earlier in the play, and then James Cook is going to come in motion. A lot of window dressing here, and Josh Allen fakes it to Cook. Well, again, we mentioned it on the play to Kincaid. Sherfield, he's going to take the defender into the other one. If you do that too obviously, you're going to get a penalty down here, which would be extremely costly when you're on the 5-yard line. But he makes a smart play here, gets in the way of both defenders. Josh gets rid of the ball. He recognizes it fast, so then Dawson Knox is able to make this catch and turn his shoulders up the field after the catch and allow him to get into the end zone.
Great stuff, as always. Thanks for this, Eric. We'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Steve.
When we return, experience all the sights and sounds from the win over the Dolphins. Then we take a look at the next-gen stats in Sportsology.
Good evening and welcome, Bills Mafia, to Week 18 and the final game of the NFL's 2023 regular season. It quite literally all comes down to this.
Final game of the season for the division title, and off we go from South Florida.
To a back-to-pass, looking left, trying to find Hill downfield, and it's picked off! Christian Benford intercepted it. He undercut the route by Tyreek Hill and picked it off.
3rd and goal. Cook is the back. Dolphins bring the heat. Allen retreats, throws, and he throws an interception. So much speed on this Miami team. Here's a similar look at that pitch to the right. Wilson, inside the 10. Achane, touchdown. Devon Achane uses that speed on the pitch, and Miami scores first. Allen first down. He's looking deep. It was covered. Fires a second look. What a strike to Dawson Knox. 2nd and 7. Miami bringing the pressure again. Allen fadeaway fling. Diggs down there. And Stephon Diggs brings it in inside the 10-yard line.
Did he really?
Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle, and it bounces high in the air. It's caught by Trent Sherfield for the touchdown. He looked like a center fielder in a baseball game. It got deflected at the line, popped straight up in the air. Sherfield spotted it and pulled it down.
McDaniel can't believe it. 3rd and a yard for Tua. Despite the tight end in motion. Tagovailoa throws. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill in front of Bedford. Puts Miami back in front.
11 seconds left. Allen in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to pass.
Allen slings it inside. Stops toward the goal line. They're not going to get a playoff, and the half will come to an end. Ty Johnson is stopped just short. Miami will punt. Back-to-back possessions. Jake Bailey with a big punt. Sends Deontay Hardy all the way back to the 5. Has some space. Takes off. Look out, Hardy. Gets a block downfield. Hardy's going to go. He's in midfield. Nobody's going to catch him.
Deontay Hardy going the distance for the touchdown. And we're an extra point away from a tie ball game. 95-yard punt return for a touchdown. Diggs joining them in motion left to right. Back to pass. Looking deep down the sideline. He's got Shakir. Complete. Got behind Kohu. And he's out of bounds at the 4-yard line. It's 1st and goal, Buffalo. Play clock down to 6. Here's the snap. Fires over on the right side. And into the end zone for the touchdown is Dawson Knox.
Allen going to protect it. Going to take off. Long way to go. And Allen got there.
1 yard could be the difference in winning the AFC East. So here we go, 4th and 1.
Allen keeps, surfs over the top, keeps going, gets pushed. The spot is coming down the 36-yard line. Yes, they will.
He's short by 2 links of the chain. Tua in the shotgun with Achane to his right. Back to pass as the Bills fans get into it. Fires out to the left sideline, and it's intercepted by Taylor Rapp. Picked off at the 23-yard line.
And that's a wrap on the division for the Buffalo Bills.
You are one hell of a resilient team, and I'm going to tell you what. First half wasn't enough. Second half, all 3 phases, man. 1 heartbeat. That's what it was. Special teams, offense, defense, all contributed right there. That's a heck of a win, and that's the AFC East Championship.
Still to come on the Sean McDermott Show, we take a deep dive on some next-gen stats in Sportsology. Then Coach previews Sunday's Super Wildcard game with the Steelers.
Sportsology is presented by ECMC. ECMC, bringing hope and healing to Western New York.
It's Sportsology time. That means we're digging into the numbers from Buffalo's big dub over the Dolphins. Our guys were posting some crazy stats as they earn their way to their 4th straight AFC East title. On Deontay Hardy's 96-yard punt return touchdown, Hardy gained 83 yards over expected. This play had the most punt return yards over expected in the entire NFL since Week 14 of 2021. After his touchdown, the Bills' win probability increased from 24.9% to a whopping 50.7%. That's a 25.8% swing. Khalil Shakir caught all 6 of his targets against Miami, recording a career-high 1.5 receptions over expected. Shakir leads the entire NFL, catching 14.3% of his targets over expected this season. The probability of Shakir catching 13 straight targets since Week 16 was only 4.8%, and the second-year receiver has managed to do it. Josh Allen recorded his 2 highest games by completion percentage over expected this season against the Dolphins in Week 4 and Week 18. Allen performed his best on play-action passes, completing 9 of 10 passes for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. Allen also thrived when he had under 2.5 seconds to throw, completing 17 of 18 passes for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Bills ended the regular season in the best way, winning 5 straight. Let's see what our crew has in store for the playoffs.
When we come back, Chris Brown and Maddy Glab preview Sunday's playoff matchup with the Steelers. Then Coach shares what it will take to get the win over Pittsburgh on Super Wildcard Weekend.
Game Preview is presented by Independent Health. You deserve the red shirt treatment.
Welcome into Game Preview. Maddy Glab alongside of Chris Brown, getting you guys ready for Sunday. Chris, let's start with defending the Steelers. While their stats may not reflect it, they've scored at least 30 in 2 of their last 3 games to finish the regular season. Najee Harris has turned it up a notch in the last few games. So is George Pickens, and you got to be ready for Deontay Johnson as well. So how do you blend stopping the run and keeping them from taking the top off the defense, knowing Mason Rudolph is averaging about 10 yards per pass attempt right now?
Yeah, I think it's run game first. They are still a run-first team. Jaylen Warren has been a revelation for them this year. He's the more explosive back, the better pass-catching back, and they mix him in a great deal with Najee Harris, who's kind of the between-the-tackles guy. The good news for the Bills, as far as I see it, is on their 5-game winning streak, their run defense, 5th in the league in stopping the run, just 96 yards per game. That has to continue. And then you play the Pittsburgh offense into Buffalo's hands defensively, because what they've done well all along through the McDermott era is stop the pass. On that 5-game winning streak, 1st in the league in passer rating allowed, 66.
I love to see that. All right, let's switch to what the Bills need to do on offense. We're still waiting for a fast start from this group. At least in the last few weeks, we haven't seen it. They're playing against the 6th best defense in points allowed. They're allowing just under 20 points per game. They take the ball away at a high rate, and they get to the quarterback, but they've been injured. TJ Watt is injured, but the defense still has some talent to them. So what can the Bills do to get ahead early and make sure this is not going to go into a 4th quarter, who knows what's going to happen game?
Yeah, I think it's quick answers for Josh in the passing game. That means that the receivers have to recognize when blitz is coming. Am I the hot receiver? Do I have to be the immediate answer for Josh so he can get the ball out? And then I think Josh has to trust his progressions and his protection. And I think without TJ Watt in the mix due to his knee injury, that's 19 sacks taken off the board for Pittsburgh. So I think that will maybe give Josh a little more peace of mind in this game.
I like that. Peace of mind for Josh Allen, something that would be lovely to see early on in this one. All right, the Bills are 4-1 in home playoff games since 2018. Let's see if they can make it 5-1 after this one.
Coach, back home against the 10-7 Steelers, only a game behind you guys record-wise. You're 1 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon. They're coming off 3 straight wins to finish their season, a lot like you guys, putting together a little run. Familiar face, Coach Tomlin. You faced him in the preseason this year. Seems like a lifetime ago. But what kind of atmosphere in Orchard Park here for a playoff game at home? What do you expect from your fans, from your team, and also from the Steelers coming in?
Right. Well, they handled us. They really did in the preseason. I mean, it was not even a contest. And so we've got our work to do this week. We've got to be focused. And, you know, it's great to play in front of our fans. It really is. It's hard to get a home playoff game, and we've earned that. Now it's time to double down on it. And we've got to get our level of play up to the point where our fans have something to cheer about and can get behind us on Sunday here.
All right, so they're a lot like you. They were up and down throughout the season, put together a run at the end. They've switched to Mason Rudolph. He's got 3 passing touchdowns. All 3 of those TDs have been 60 yards plus. He's 3-0 as a starter this year. They've got 2 really good wide receivers, George Pickens, Deontay Johnson. What's the biggest challenge in preparing for a guy, Mason Rudolph, who hasn't played all that long, and also the Pittsburgh offense?
Well, they're explosive, as you said. Pickens, the whole wide receiving core, the running backs, you miss them in the hole, they're gone, and they're tough to tackle. So I think Mason Rudolph's done a nice job spreading the ball around, playing efficient, taking the shots down the field, the Pickens in particular, and they're an explosive offense and a dangerous football team.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck this week against the Steelers. And for everybody at home, thanks for joining us on the Sean McDermott Show. We'll see you next time, and as always, go Bills.
Final Thoughts is presented by Toyota. Toyota is the exclusive and official vehicle of the Buffalo Bills. Toyota, let's go places. The Sean McDermott Show is presented by Kaleida Health, the official healthcare provider of the Buffalo Bills. By Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys. Call 716-684-COMP today. By Toyota. Toyota is the exclusive and official vehicle of the Buffalo Bills. Toyota, let's go places. And by Independent Health. You deserve the red shirt treatment.